Hey guys, welcome back on to the Co-Red Philly Sports Talk with yours truly, Anthony, the Ridiculous Red. Have some things I want to cover tonight. Let's get into it. I am so pissed off right now with the Phillies, but mainly the man himself, Dave Dombrowski. The man has done absolutely nothing spectacular this offseason. All he did was bring back Kyle Schwarber. He brought back JT, and he went out and signed Adolis Garcia. It's essentially the same team. And then he's got the audacity to go up there and say, oh, well, I think we're really content where we're at. It's unbelievable. And then you look at the rotation. He thinks that this starting rotation is good enough to take the Dodgers. Okay, let's start with this. Wheeler's going to be out for the first month of the season, we already know. So then you got Christopher Sanchez as your one. You got Jesus Luzardo as your number two. You got an aging Aaron Nola as your three. And then this is where the starting rotation really goes down. Then you got Taijuan Walker, who struggled like hell. He's going to be your four. And then you got a rookie in Andrew Painter as your five, who's been getting beat up, absolutely beat up in the minor leagues. And he thinks that this rotation is good enough to take down the Dodgers. Okay. And then you go to the lineup. You got JT at catching. You got Bryce at first, Stott at second. You got Trey at short, Bohm most likely at third. You got Marsh out in left field, Justin Crawford out in center, Adolis Garcia out in right, and then you got Schwarber as your DH. It's the same team with small minor changes. It's nothing special. He has done absolutely nothing positive this offseason. And then this is why I really get pissed off, because then he goes out there and says, oh, well, we're not running it back. Well, yes, we are, you damn liar. Yes, we are. We are so running it back. You made no effort to sign any of the top guys. You didn't sign Bichette. You didn't sign Bellinger. You didn't sign Bregman. You didn't sign Tucker. It's not like we were gonna sign Tucker anyway. But nonetheless, you never made an effort to try. I mean, you didn't make an effort to sign any of these guys. You let Harrison Bader walk. You didn't make no effort to sign any of these big guys. What's next? You going to go out and sign Framber Valdez? I doubt it. I mean, that would make our rotation better. But what else? What are you going to do as far as the lineup? You haven't made any significant trades. What are you going to do? You have to answer back. You're sitting there, guys. He's sitting there and watching the Mets make move after move after move after move while you're just sitting there on your damn ass not doing nothing. You're just sitting there. He's just sitting there and watching the Mets make all of these moves. And it's making me sick to my stomach to see the Mets get better while we're just sitting there doing the same damn lollygagging nonsense that we've done in the past 3 years. And that's running it back with the same team. I've said this before, I wish we had a GM that actually cared about what he's doing, because this guy has to be the most laziest GM in the MLB, and arguably maybe one of the laziest GMs in the history of the MLB. It's sad what's happening with the Phillies. I just hope that some sort of miracle happens in some miracle trade where we pull off some miracle signing or trade that makes us better, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I really actually believe that this man is saying and sticking to the truth of what he said. I really don't think the Phillies are going to make any more moves this offseason, and that's sad to say. But you never know. Maybe he finally comes to his senses and realizes that this team's not good enough to beat the Dodgers, because it's not. When you look at this top to bottom, you look at the Dodgers and you look at the Phillies, the Dodgers will wipe the floor at us right now. You need a lot to beat the Dodgers. It takes a lot, and that starts with spending money. The Dodgers, they just went out and signed Kyle Tucker. I said what they were going to do. They don't care about wanting the league to get ruined. They just want to make the league impossible. They want to make it almost impossible for them to be beat. They don't care if there's a lockout next year. They want it to be that way. Us, as all the rest of the fans of all the rest of the teams in the MLB, we want to see baseball. But they clearly don't. Now, the Phillies, we don't have as much money as the Dodgers, but you want to see them at least try to make an effort. Like, you got to at least make an effort to try to go out there and to be as good as the Dodgers. But, Dave Dombrowski clearly hasn't. Middleton put somebody in charge that wasn't doing his job. And maybe, hopefully, I'm just praying to God if this doesn't work out that John Middleton will get a new GM or maybe even sell the team to a richer owner, because that would be the perfect thing at this point, to sell the team to a guy that knows baseball more, and like, not saying that he doesn't know baseball more, but to a guy that knows about like finances more and like knows how to maneuver and make smart decisions, because Middleton, he's slacked. Ever since we signed Bryce Harper years back, he slacked. Like, what other moves? I mean, he went out and got Trey Turner. He went out and signed Kyle Schwarber and Castellanos and a few other moves. But like, ever since that one offseason, he's hired guys that have not have not done what they needed to do. And it's time for a change. And hopefully that happens. And I'm just hoping. I think with the Phillies, what will happen this year is, I think as the season progresses and goes along, I think at the trade deadline, that's where you really have to look at things. Because if you're first in the NL East and the Mets are not that far behind you, you have to be able to make trades in order to take off from there. Because you got to think, this year is a big year for the Phillies. The All-Star games being held in Philly, the Home Run Derbies being held in Philly. Most likely there will be 1 or 2 All-Stars and 1 or 2 participants in the Home Run Derby. Like, this is potentially the last year before there's a lockout next year. Like, you got to make this year count. You have to go out there and push your chips to the table and to be able to compete with the Dodgers and go toe-to-toe with them. If you want to go toe-to-toe with them, you got to make the moves. You got to spice the team up. You got to make the ingredients happen. You got to bake the cake. You have to spin the wheel of fortune. You got to make the moves happen. You got to scratch and claw. You got to play the bingo. You got to pick the right numbers. You got to know what to put inside of the cookies to make the cookies taste better. That's what you got to do if you're the Phillies. And I'm just hoping, I'm praying that the Phillies do something massive and big before this offseason ends. And, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And hopefully it turns out the way that all of us fans want it. That's all for today, guys. Remember, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your latest thoughts are. What do you think of the Phillies offseason so far? What other moves do you want Dave Dombrowski to make? Will he make any more moves? And by the way, follow me on my Spotify at the Code Red Philly Sports Talk. And I'll see you guys next time on the Code Red Philly Sports Talk. Go Phils!